On May the 2023, a meeting of CUFOS members of the Center for UFO Studies, met with some European ufologists, members of the EuroUFO net, for sharing information and documentation. For that meeting, it was asked European ufologists to offer some suggestions of what was the most important events in their own country, and several representatives of the main European UFO organizations offered their suggestions for this meeting to be informed about it. The question was submitted to the European ufologists was, if you were asked to tell what UFO or ufological event, news, study, publication, meeting, or whatever else was the most important or relevant fact in your own country in 2022, which one would you choose? About 10 nations answered, offering their own suggestions. In alphabetical order: Belgium. The most important fact was an award that is called the Sixth Screw, and is offered by a rational organization called SCEP for those having done most to bring rationality in unusual or mystery events. The 2022 award was given to Belgisch UFO Meldpunt, that is a small organization working in the Flemish part of Belgium, collecting systematically UFO witness testimonies online, analyzing them, offering solutions whenever possible, and publishing a yearly report. The 2022 Sixth Screw Award was given to Frédéric Delaire, that is the director of Belgisch UFO Meldpunt. The suggestion came from Wim van Utrecht. Denmark. The most important event in 2022 was the publication of a book by SUFOI, the Skandinavisk UFO Information, one of the oldest UFO organizations in the world, founded in 1958. The book was written by Ole Henningsen, a veteran Danish ufologist, who in 2009 was offered a full access to Danish Air Force UFO files, and has worked for 10 years in perusing the archives of testimonies, both of pilots, military and civilian Danish witnesses, collected by the military. The book is a summary of the best reports that Henningsen has extracted from those files. Coming to France, the most important event was undoubtedly Kaipan 2. The workshop, the second edition of a workshop organized by Japan, the UFO investigation group that has been working within the CNES, the Centre National d'Études Spatiales. This is the French equivalent of the NASA. And the Japan had already organized a similar workshop in 2014. This second edition collected about 100 scientists, technicians, and scientific-oriented ufologists, mostly from France or French-speaking countries, but not only. There were some coming from other European countries, and even from the United States of America or Canada. It was a closed shop event, no media, no public. It was along 2 full days, where several dozens presentations, spoken presentations, plus some dozens of posters were shown and discussed, with the conclusive sessions on each of the sessions. And it was probably the most important event in Europe, not just France, in 2022. As for Germany, the real fact of the year has been the 50th anniversary of the foundation of GEP, Gesellschaft zur Erforschung des UFO-Phänomens, that is the Society for Research on UFO Phenomena. 50 years ago, in 1972, the GEP was formed, and a congress was devoted to this anniversary last year, as suggested by German ufologist Danny Ammon. As for Italy, the most important media event in 2022 was the publication of a novel written by a collective of politically oriented authors called the Wu Ming, and the book, titled UFO 78, is a very thick volume, more than 500 pages, that is reconstructing an extraordinary year, 1978, both from the political, sociological, anthropological, and ufological year. The novel incorporated real facts and events and people with fictitious ones in a very original manner, also including some episodes of the history of Italian ufology in that year, and has had a very large media impact, with a long series of conferences still ongoing all around Italy, where hundreds of people came, step up, telling their own experiences or sightings as a side effect of this publication. That's why Paolo Toselli suggested this to be the most important event in Italy last year. Norwegian ufologists were unsure about which was the top event in 2022. They were unsure between an important UFO photo exhibition in February, organized by the National UFO Center, that had a very important public reaction and media coverage. Or, on the other side, a new university thesis, a master's degree thesis, devoted to the history of Norwegian ufology in the 1970s. The suggestion came from Ole Brenn. As for Spain, once again, it's a book, but a UFO history book authored by veteran Spanish ufologist Ignacio Cabria, and it's a cultural history of UFOs and ufology in Spain between 1950 and 1990. And finally, from Sweden, the fact was the production of a UFO movie for Netflix platform, a movie called UFO Sweden, that is the name of the national UFO organization in Sweden. And it's not a documentary. It's a Close Encounters of the Third Kind like movie with actors, events, staged UFO events, and the activity of ufologists that are this very UFO Zverige ufologists working from their own headquarters, and it was something celebrating once again the 50 years of the foundation of UFO Zverige, that was born as a federation of UFO groups in 1972. The suggestion came from journalist and ufologist Klaas Zwan. These were the suggested top UFO events of 2022 that came from the collective called EuroUFO net, that is connecting the scientific-oriented ufologists and UFO organization in the old continent.